They call me Mr. Bombastic.
Oh, love that song, actually.
Hello, and welcome back to the studio where we are sitting right here, right now. The name of the game is Dota 2. The tournament is called ESL One Los Angeles, because we're speaking Spanish. My name is Teemu, and to the left of me is my partner in crime,
Janne. And I was gonna say something in Spanish, but I'm just not gonna do it, so...
Say something Spanish.
I can probably...
Muchos nachos?
I don't know. Una tostada con tomata?
Muy bien.
I don't know, I always think about food, but okay, Dota 2. I think about that too sometimes.
Yep. It's the third major of the DPC season.
Correct.
Are we getting hyped?
Yes, and it's getting very important because there's some teams that really need their DPC points.
There's quite a few teams that really need their DPC points.
Yeah,
this season is quite crazy to be
some
honest.
of them are not even here, so... But I think the best part about this is OG, so I'm pretty sure you like that.
Warms my heart.
It does, right?
Touches my soul.
No, they've been amazing, so it's gonna be really fun to see them actually in a, proper tournament. The last one is a qualifier,
And they played around. They were playing around.
Hey, they did amazing, but I mean, now it's the real test, okay? It's different.
It's different. The real test is here, but my God, the lineup has been looking good.
Okay, we'll get to
We'll
OG.
get there.
I know
Okay,
we're a little bit too hyped, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tournament.
Let's go over the teams. I'll let you do the honors.
I thought we should start with saying it's like always $1 million prize pool, 15,000 of those small little DPC points. Tournament runs for a week, 15th to 22nd, and well, everything is as it has been this season. Format's the same, everything. So
You forgot one important thing.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, about the tournament.
I think I forgot a lot.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. Continue.
Like the video, if you like it. If you don't, like it anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay, actually, I think we can get to the teams because that is obviously the most fun part here, and we have made some kind of predictions here too.
Let's just go through the teams that are in the tournament first, and then start digging deeper.
Sure. Shoot.
Shoot, me or you?
Okay, how about I take 4, you take 4. So we have Secret, OG, Ninjas in Pyjamas, Invictus Gaming.
Royal Never Give Up, EHOME, Geek Fam, Team Aster.
We have a different order.
I forgot FNATIC.
FNATIC. Navi, Virtus.Pro, Evil Geniuses.
Chaos Esports Club, Thunder Predator, Beastcoast, and Minor Winner.
Which is Alliance.
Is Alliance.
Okay,
I
obviously
forgot
kidding.
to update my notes.
You did it. It's not played. So, the funny part here is obviously I say it's Alliance, but it doesn't have to be, but I believe it will be. So, but there's a few other good teams in there. It's Gambit, Aster. Anyway, we have a lot of teams in the minor, and let's see how it goes. But I really think the minor winner might have a good chance here too, which we'll get to. But, who's the favorite?
Well,
who's gonna win?
There's two favorites in our books.
Yeah,
we have Team Secret and OG.
Yeah, I think, honestly, with VG Gaming not being in this major, because they are skipping it, they are having a break or something, they are having some fun, who knows?
Yeah.
So, there isn't any team, in my opinion, who can be called a favorite, besides these two. I just can't find one, and for good reason. I think odds agree, people agree, Secret, they might have lost to Nigma in a pretty stunning fashion in Tug of War. We talked about that a little bit, or I talked about it here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a big upset because they were up 2-0 and they got reverse sweep 2-3. So that was pretty insane. Good for Nigma, but they didn't even qualify here, which is too bad. But it still leaves us in a situation, I think, where Team Secret is the best team in the world. That's just one series. So overall, they are still the best team in the world. And I think the only one who can challenge them in this major on paper beforehand, let's put it like that, is OG. Because they looked, like we said earlier, amazing in the qualifier.
It's crazy in the sense that Team Secret, I don't think it's even arguable that Team Secret wouldn't be the best team in the world. They are.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that we are saying that OG is the only second favorite in this tournament.
Sure.
And the lineup has been together for a month.
Yeah.
Like, it seems so crazy that they only played the qualifiers to the major.
Sure.
And according to those qualifiers, we placed them in the same kind of bracket with Team Secret. But obviously, the quality of the players and everything about OG is there. No words, but it's just so crazy that in a month they got there. The potential of that lineup is
I think right now I'll show you the odds for the tournament as well. And the odds really are, like, it is Team Secret and OG. They're both 350 at this point, and everybody else is just behind them, you know?
Yeah.
And it is crazy. Like, if you told me before the qualifiers that if OG smashes it, you know, if they do really well, can you consider them a favorite for this major? I would probably say no. They're a new team. But the way they did it, I don't know.
I don't remember who they were playing against, but it was about 15 minutes into the game in the qualifiers when Topson is solo diving to the fountain and like dying, suicides, just to get a support kill. 15 minutes into a game, Topson fountain diving. I mean,
Topson is pushing tier 3s.
Feels like this troll is just the late game insurance for them. Farming at the different side of the map while other 4 members of the team are just
Holy shit! He doesn't care! He's in their fountain! Bluetail's spamming!
He's not happy.
I'm sure he's pissing himself laughing, like, what are you doing? Thompson's just like, I'm fishing for fluke. You know, he's trying to find the end of the game.
yeah, they did it in TI with IO and Bristleback,
sure.
but he didn't even go there to do anything big.
No.
He went there to get a position for
It's honestly,
support.
every game they just had fun. It wasn't even, it was obvious they didn't take it too seriously because
Monkey business.
They were winning too easily anyway, you know? That's what it looked like. And, well, okay, mid one looks amazingly good in the offlane.
Scary,
Yes,
even.
and I think Sumail, we talked about this, I really think he has filled the role of Ana pretty much perfectly. They're both greedy players, and Sumail had an issue, I think, all of his career, basically, or at least when RTC has been in EG.
Because they're both greedy.
And that's not the situation he's in OG. So he seems to be fitting the role perfectly. And Saxa, I can't say anything bad. He played absolutely amazing as well. So he might be different from Jarex, but he still seems to
Do
suit
you remember
this.
that I've said beforehand that I think Saxa is a victim of bad teammates?
Yeah.
And he is. He got 3 top 5 accounts. Like,
Yeah, no. The guy is obviously skilled. I mean, there's no...
and no,
but-
because no, like, just, we always say classic OG, right?
Yeah.
This, it doesn't even feel like OG changed the lineup. When you look the way they play, you have the super greedy position 1 who just farms like an animal and then 30 minutes into the game shows up and kills everybody. You have Topson who doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit.
I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I was bashing Topson last year before TI9.
I remember.
Because I didn't think he played well. Like, and I stand for my words too. I don't think he did well. He lost mid all the time. And he put his team in a bad position. Obviously, OG was doing it bad at the time, right? But, you know, now it seems like nothing can beat the guy. I don't know what happened. Like, of course he showed up in TI8. And then TI9, but now he just seems super solid, like always.
I think...
And I love his playstyle. I mean, I always did, but it's...
One of the things with Topson at the moment, it seems that no one knows how to play against Heat Voice Spirit.
Yeah, right now.
The thing with Topson is that now when you're drafting against OG, it doesn't matter what you ban or pick, OG always knows a way. There's always something, because one thing that we still haven't seen that OG can do is they can switch the lanes.
I mean, they can, but
here's
I'm
the
not,
thing,
I'm not a big believer they will.
But here's the thing. There are certain heroes that are tied to certain players, right? But the way OG drafts, one of the tricks with OG is that it doesn't matter what they draft, because you can never know who picks up which hero. They can play everything everywhere. And then you always have to have in the back of your head, that there might become a game where mid one is middle, Topson is position 1, and Sumail is offlane, just because they can. And when that happens, I'm gonna say it's going to happen eventually. It's gonna happen one time when OG is in a position that their back's against the wall. That will happen. And then comes the time when you think, well, which aces do we have up our sleeves? Most teams have 1 or 2. But the thing is, OG has 10 packs of aces in there.
I know what you're saying.
I think it's just something you have to consider. It's not a constant threat,
no,
but it's there.
I'm going to make one point here. So I'm not sure with Topson being the position 1 because we've never seen that. So I don't know if that would happen. But there's a very good chance, I think, for an example, we all know, Sumail is a Storm Spirit expert, we know that. I haven't seen Topson play that, for an example. If they have an amazing game at some point, like this is the dream game to pick up Storm Spirit, let's say, like one example, right? They could do it, and especially it's OG, so even more they could do it. And I think you're probably right. I don't think we're gonna see the triple switch, but I do think we might see maybe at some point Sumail go mid with one of his amazing heroes. Yeah. And then it doesn't really matter what Topson plays as position 1 if they have an amazing game for the mid player.
Do you know what I would like to see?
No.
Sumail mid with Storm.
Yeah.
Topson safe lane with Ember.
Yeah.
Then we have Saksa on Earth Spirit.
Oh.
Mid Void Spirit.
I see where you're going. Sure. I mean, I'm sure OG could do it just because it's fun. You know, if somebody's gonna do it, right?
Please, OG.
No.
Please.
Okay. This is not the OG show. This is actually ESL One Los Angeles. So let's keep on going. But
to conclude this OG thing, as you can see, we are very hyped about this, and there's a good reason because the team is just so goddamn interesting.
Yeah, they're so much fun to watch. And honestly, I think any team right now is fucking scared to play them. Besides Secret. Like, they have the confidence, but
let's go from favorites to the challengers. And you've done more research on this, so I'll let you take the lead.
Yeah, I think the first one is very obvious, and this surprises me. I really didn't think this team would do as well as they are, but Evil Geniuses. Yeah. They have been really, really good since Ramses and Abed came into the team. I mean, they had very big shoes to fill. I mean, EG is one of the most legendary organizations we have in Dota 2, and this team was a big switch up, because it's always been basically North American players. Sai has been there for a little bit and so on, but bringing these two in is a very, very big switch. But they have been doing amazing. Like, there's nothing else to say. They second place last major. That's enough, right? And they pressured Secret really, really hard. I mean, on a different day, they would have won that final. And I'm surprised, but the question is, can they improve? And at this point, I mean, it's still a pretty new team, It's not like this team has been together for a year, so...
A funny thing about EG to mention is that the transition that Ramses made from position 1 to offlane, it's worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I think so.
He's been amazing. I think this is just one of my kind of these thoughts, but I think Ramses is playing with a bit less pressure on offlane. Sure. He has a little less on the spotlight on his head. And I think he needed that because he's shining now. I think when he was playing in VP, at times it felt like he was shackled. Like he wanted to break free, but there was something holding him down.
I mean, it's hard to say.
And now he's shining.
VP was very up and down. They won every single major for a while, and they are still the ones with the most majors in their backpack. But they always failed in TI, and I feel what you say is true. In a lot of those games where they did fail, a lot was on Ramses. The whole team was doing badly and everything was put to, it was 4 protect 1 basically a lot of times. And Ramses has really, really transitioned well. And also, I think now with Abed in the mid lane and RTC, it seems like a better combination than Sumail and RTC ever was. Which is, it's not, I love Sumail. I think he's one of maybe the best mid player in the world. I always said so, even in the harshest of times.
Yeah.
But the combination of those two never worked out. But I really think it looks like Abed and Arteezy works out pretty much perfectly.
Yeah.
So I really think this team, I don't think they will win the major, but I would be very surprised to see them outside of, let's say, top 4. And they already showed last major, and that was Team Secret was on a high point then. So who knows? Maybe at least they are the biggest challengers outside of the top 2 for sure.
Yeah. Okay, and then your other challenger comes from the land of China.
It does, and I've been hyping this team up all year, so I really hope they actually, I already think they got their breakthrough. They have been placing high in every tournament, and I really think Invictus Gaming will, at the end of the year, or when we come to TI, they will be the best Chinese team.
You think they'll surprise Fiji?
I think they can.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of good teams in China, with that said, and I think the other teams here as well, like Royal Never Give Up and EHOME, they might end up doing pretty well in this major. They will not be a challenger to win it, but they will do well. But Invictus Gaming, they have been 3rd and on a 5th to 6th place in the majors this far. And that's already really good, So I think we can see a repeat here. 3rd place, I think, is very, very likely for Invictus Gaming. And I really like the team. I mean, I've been hyping up Emo all year again. So maybe I'm hoping that this team will do better than they are as well, because I'm talking about them all the time. But I really think players like Emo and FlyFly, they are both still young, and they just now is the time when they have been, getting to the top, right? Yeah. And they still need some time. It's not easy to play, the 3 teams we have talked about this far. It's really hard for a young player like that to go up as the mid player, as the carry player, control your team and all of this. But I think they're really, really starting to look like they can challenge the best of the best.
It's funny how, being from EU, you always kind of cheer for hometown boys. So for many years, I kind of overlooked the Chinese Dota scene, because all I wanted to see was like European teams.
No, but it's very common, of course.
And now seeing like the powerhouses that we have, like in the past few years, it kind of sunk into me better. In that sense, that seeing VG and now IG, the Chinese powerhouses, when they get their barrel rolling, they are very deadly.
For sure, and I think
convincing.
I just love this team in how it's built around these young superstars around Kaka,
Yeah.
And that's something I really like, because I know it's probably about a year ago soon we talked about this, and I was criticizing China of not bringing up these young players. They were still relying on these old school guys who, it was obvious they had dropped off,
Yeah.
But now they are starting to really bring up these new talented players, and IG is the best example of it, and they are doing amazingly. So for me, they can contend about even winning the major, but I would put them slightly below that. So I think they are pretty much in the same position as EG for me.
And then to conclude, we have 2 dark horses to
All right, so here
lay
comes
our
the fun.
eyes upon. Yeah. Shoot.
It's really hard sometimes to pick a team that nobody believes in, to go far, of course. There's a reason people don't believe they will win, and I don't believe these teams will win either. But I think my first one is very interesting, and that's FNATIC. They ended up in a 9 to 12 spot in the last major. And I really felt like that was undeserved, like really undeserved, because they pressured Secret really hard in the first game of the upper bracket. They, realistically, they could have won that game. It was really, really close. And then after that, they ended up playing TNC, which TNC is actually not here, which is quite insane. They won, I'm just going to put it in here. They won the first major. Now they didn't qualify for the minor. That is crazy. But anyway, so that makes FNATIC the best team from Southeast Asia in this tournament for sure. And yeah, that was my point. I'm talking too much. So after the Secret game, they played TNC, which I felt was unfortunate because those teams know each other so well. And even though it was close, FNATIC ended up losing that game and they were out. But I feel like if they played any other team from Europe, from China, they would have won. That's my feeling on that. And I really, really believe that this tournament, they will do better. So, as I said, it's a dark horse, but I would definitely believe that they are top 6 material.
Okay.
I think Ice and the boys has this under control.
Well, we'll find it out.
No, but I really think they got unfortunate, you know?
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
I mean, the FNATIC lineup, it has a lot of potential.
I think so, yeah.
When they get their momentum, I think they can upset. If the stars align, they can go quite far. Not to a final, no, but closer to top finish.
The funny thing is, I wouldn't even count it out, because I was really impressed with them last time. I really, really was. And now TNC is not there to stop them, so, you know. No, seriously, I think FNATIC will surprise a lot of people and go way further. I like what I see. I think the placing last time is just unfortunate.
And then, to conclude, in the dark horses, we have the minor winners. So there's Alliance, Gambit, and Team Aster that are the strongest ones.
Yeah, I don't think any other team really can be discussed as a top contender to win that minor.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty obvious that Alliance is the big favorite as well. I don't think Gambit hasn't been that hot lately. They needed to do some player changes. And Aster, they have an amazing team on paper. And I've been kind of hyping them up myself. But it doesn't seem to work out very well for SCCC.
Yeah.
That triple C is hard.
SCCC.
Baboke and XS. They got a lot of amazing players, but it's not working out very well. So I think Alliance will win this minor. And I think they are just very unfortunate. Every team in Europe is unfortunate right now because the qualifiers in Europe are crazy.
It's the competition in Europe is way too tough at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good teams that
being left out that from any other region would fly through.
Yeah.
But if you're from Europe, you might not make it to a minor.
Well, I mean, I think it says enough. Team Liquid is not in the minor.
Team Nigma is not in the minor.
Yeah. And Liquid.
Liquid and Nigma both out.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because that's 2 teams that could easily be top 6 in the major.
There's 2 teams that can go far in TI.
Yeah, they can. Well, okay, maybe not win, but they are
Nigma
close.
can win, Liquid can't.
Okay, probably.
That's how I say it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But okay, so I think Alliance will win the minor, and that makes them a dark horse for the major, I believe.
Yeah.
I really think Alliance has been looking better and better. Or should I put it like this? They kind of exploded out of the gates and they were amazing. And then they have been kind of testing the waters, but I still believe there's more potential in the team. And I believe they could easily win the minor and be top 6 in the major. That's me. I mean, to add, they were 4th in Dream League season 13. A lot of words again. So, 4th. And they are now in the minor. You know, it says enough, right? It's crazy, but I really, really believe that Alliance is my probably best dark horse, you know, because they have a long way to go. Win the minor to even get there. So
Cinderella story.
They're a dark horse for sure, but I believe in them. I think there's no doubt they will go to TI and they will do well there too, with the Swedish boys in their home country as well. So
looking forward to that. I mean. It's 2 weeks to go before the major starts, so we'll be monitoring that closely. I think
also, I'm going to add a little bit about Alliance here. I know there's some pretty good bets on Alliance, I think, to win the minor.
Yeah.
I saw 2.35 this morning.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good. I will throw in a picture somewhere of what it is right now, but I think it's around those numbers, 2.3, 2.4. And I think that's really good because they only need to beat, in my book, Gambit and Aster, and that should be a given for me.
All right. With that said, thank you for watching. Please return next week for some more content that's going to be published on this YouTube channel.
If you subscribe, it's easier to find us.
Yeah. See you next week. Au revoir.